Right here, I have the MPC Keys 37. I actually have a beat that I was working on. I feel really good with this. Just the same way I would sample a beat with my MPC 1, MPC Live, but right next to the MPC, I brought in the Mavis by Moog. And this little device, I've had it for a very long time, and I hardly ever use it because it is really hard to use. There's no presets or no patches right here. You have to create all these sounds by scratch using some of these LFOs, and I don't know what I'm doing with this, but hey, we have it up right here, and I have this little cheat sheet that has helped me dial up some tones, and then I will manipulate it by changing it up a bit and come up with my own sound. But now, having the MPC keys right here, I'm able to sample one simple note into the keys and put that into a key group program. If you're asking yourself, what is a key group program? A key group program is simply being able to sample a piece of audio and putting that piece of audio into your key group program and performing that piece of audio melodically, either with your pads or with the keyboard that you have right here. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll go ahead and play the beat, and then we'll go ahead and sample some of these sounds and create our own key group programs. So this is what we have so far right here. I really like how that sounds. I got a sample from my record, sampled it, chopped it up, put some of my drums. And by the way, if you guys enjoy the drums that you hear right there, they are from my sample pack volume 2. So I'll leave a link down in the description. You guys can go ahead and pick that up. So did the beat, sample, drums, and now I want to add some flavor on top of our sample. Now, if you're somebody that really understands how to mess with some of these synthesizers, you will have fun with a Keys 37 because you can go into your own sound design, sample some of these sounds that you're coming up with, and save them into an SD card and just start building your own library of just key group programs that are your own unique sounds. They're not presets, they're not plugins that Akai sells, but it's sounds that you are curating for your own library. And now something really cool is the way I have it set up. I'm actually using the XTS stand by Analog Cases. It just tilts up my device to a certain degree where I'm comfortably dialing in some tones. You guys can go ahead and check it out right here. These stands are really dope because they will fit guitar pedals, your MPC, your SP404. They adjust to a different size if you want to go bigger, smaller. They are very durable. They do not move as I put my MPC Live on this. This is actually the mini. They also have a larger one. I'll leave links down in the description if you guys want to check some out. So right here in track number 1, I have my drums. Track number 2, I have the vinyl record that I sampled. And then in track number 3 is where I want to add a key group program. Now, in order for me to sample in any noise or sound, I go into my sampler. And being in my sampler, one thing to keep in mind when you're creating your own synths or your own sounds using something like this, I've mentioned this so many times. I'm not a musician. I don't know what the key of C is. I don't know how that sounds. I'm not trained like that. Well, luckily in the MPC, you have this little tuner, and this tuner allows me to just hit a note and use the little pitch knob to make sure I'm dialed in on the key of C. Once I'm in the key of C, that's what I want to sample into the MPC, because once I create the key group program, it's going to be in the root note, which is the key of C, and I can start performing melodically. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to arm this, and let's sample this note. Now, I let it ring for, I got 8 seconds of it. The reason why is because I wanted to give it some time so I can hold a chord and it doesn't speed up or run out on me. I want it to be able to ring out if I'm at a higher octave or at a lower octave. So we have it right here. I named it Mavis. I'm going to go to my editor and let's trim this down a bit. Okay, we have it right there. I'm going to process, hit do it. And now if I go to my main page, I go to track number 3. And in track number 3, I want to go from a drum program into a key group program, which is going to be the little keyboard icon that you'll see right there. Once we are right there, we could jump into our program editor. And within our program editor, you want to go to the samples page. And right here is going to tell you what sample do you want to use. So you double tap that, you'll see your sample pool library, and I'm going to look for that Mavis 3 that we just created, which is right there. Now that I have that into this key group program, if I select or if I hit one of these keys, I'm going to hit the key of C. That is the same sample that we just sampled into the MPC. Same note, same key, but what the difference is now is I'm able to hold down a chord. That is so cool. And it's my sound that I created. I don't know. Does it sound good? Does it sound bad? I don't know. I don't care. But it's something that I can use. I actually like it. It sounds great. It sounds awesome. I can start performing something on top of the beat. But another really cool thing, and this is awesome about the MPC, is that you have some plugins that you could use to start tweaking up that sound, to start giving it some flavor. I actually went ahead and opened up my plugin inserts right here, and I'm going to turn on all these plugins. I added a little bit of Mother Ducker. I put some Air Flavor Pro to give it a old school vintage sound. Almost sounds like I sampled from record or from vinyl. And then I added a little bit of delay. And now this is how it sounds. That sounds so much better versus it just being dry. Now, I'm not no sound designer and I don't know the technicality of all these knobs and buttons, but I just mess with some sounds and I go with whatever feels right to me, whatever sounds good to me. Now we could go to our main page and hit play on our beat and start performing something and see if this feels right. So I hope you're starting to see the picture on, I mean, this is just one device right here. I also have another synth back here that sounds it sounds so good. I want to start just sampling different sounds into my MPC and just start saving some of my own sounds that I can call these instruments up later. With another beat, I want to be able to use this. That sounds really cool. It's something that I came up with. So it's a collection of sounds, and it's something that is unique to me, to what I like, my style of music. Now, what is your style? What is your flavor? I don't know what that is. That's going to be personal to you. And now, one thing that I was also doing is I have this record. Now, this right here is just full of different orchestral instruments, trumpets, horns, strings, and they ring out for a very long time. So I've been able to just capture some sample or some notes from this record, put them into my MPC, and then use some of these trumpets, some of the strings. It has some really good sounding recorded strings, and put it into my keyboard right here and start performing my own melodies on top of my beats, using this as an instrument right at my fingertips. Like, to me, that's pretty wild. That's why a sampler alone, it doesn't matter if it's an MPC or any other sampler, a sampler alone is limitless because you capture sound. It doesn't matter if it's other music or if it's just other sound, but you capture sound and you manipulate it into something unique to yourself. Now, of course, if you have something like the MPC keys, you're able to capture sound, manipulate it, and start adding your own flavor with the plugins that they provide. So it's just so much you could do what we have right in front of us. So if it's something that you're thinking about getting into, the MPC keys is a phenomenal start. I think of the price of this is $899, which is less than $1,000. And you have this sampler that can do so much with just this. No computer, nothing else, just this sampler alone. And if you have other stuff that you want to record into it, then that's up to you. But this is awesome. I have links down in the description of my videos if you are thinking about picking up an MPC keys, MPC One, or any studio gear. Make sure you check out the links that I have to Zzounds. Zzounds is awesome. They'll help you out by just purchasing your MPC keys. They'll ship it out to you, and you can just start making payments. They don't do no background check. They don't check your credit or anything like that. They just simply ship this out to you, and you just start making payments right after. So check out the links. I also have the links to SWEETWATER. If you guys want to shop at SWEETWATER or any other place, I'll have links down in the description. Also, the Moog Mavis, any cables that you might need if you're confused, where do I start? What or sampler or record player should I pick up? I have links to what I personally use. So make sure you guys check it out down in the description. So I'm going to leave it right here. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel, for checking out my videos and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and caught something out of this. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll catch you on our next video. Peace.